Is it 1996 again?
It has been over 25 years now since The Rock has been on our screens and entertaining crowds all over the place. And from someone who always had a soft spot for wrestling because it was characters like The Rock that made it entertaining to watch, this has been an insane week for Dwayne Johnson, but not in a good way. So for those who don't know, The Rock and his brand has continued to take a beat in the world of entertainment, but this time it's coming from the world that you'd think he'd be untouchable in, wrestling. Well, recently, The Rock's appearance in WWE has seen his segments become the most disliked YouTube videos of all time for the WWE channel. And yes, you heard me right, segments, with the interactions between The Rock and Roman Reigns, the channel's first and second most disliked videos. The last couple of years have certainly been an interesting period for The Rock as a brand. Throughout the 2010s, The Rock was essentially a very safe bet for movie studios, with films such as San Andreas, Central Intelligence, Mona, Jumanji, Rampage, and Hobbs and Shaw being very profitable box office successes. But then Black Adam came about. I'm not going to break the ins and outs of why Black Adam became one of the biggest superhero film bombs, but I mean, maybe trying to compare a villain from Shazam and a character as iconic as Superman was a bit of a stretch. To me though, I think Black Adam was years in the making for The Rock. This was essentially the first time in a long time that his brand wasn't able to prevent a film bombing as hard as Black Adam did. There's been a lot of drama around the making of Black Adam that I definitely recommend you read up on, but the gist of it was The Rock wanted Superman, there were a lot of moving pieces, and Henry Cavill did return in his role, then was fired, James Gunn took over, and shockingly doesn't want Black Adam to be the most powerful, unstoppable force of all time in any universe. Literally The Rock's wet dream right there. Now fast forward 2 years later, The Rock has mainly been seen within the WWE. TKO, who has been the owner of WWE since September 2023, appointed The Rock to its board of directors recently. Throughout the last year, The Rock has made repeated returns to the WWE, and each time, to the surprise of no one, garnered interest and social media buzz. Then this happened. So for those who aren't up to date as to why this appearance has caused the current PR nightmare for The Rock and his team, essentially the past 2 years has revolved around Cody Rhodes winning the major championship that his father never won, and after losing to Roman Reigns last year and after winning the Royal Rumble again this year, many believe that the stage was set for him to finish his story. So to see Cody Rhodes essentially become The Rock's announcer has left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. I understand why TKO would want The Rock to feature heavily in WrestleMania. He is an international star, and to see him in the ring will no doubt see tickets being sold. Even more so, it will distract from all the Vince McMahon press that's been dominating headlines for WWE this year. But at the end of the day, The Rock is 51. Considering that his WrestleMania 29 match against John Cena resulted in tearing his quadricep and needing an emergency hernia operation, I can't imagine The Rock 10 years later will be able to go and entertain in a main event in the company's biggest event of the year. What's more impressive is for years, people wanted to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns. The story tells itself of their family heritage and connection. It has all the makings for a very good, entertaining match, but to somehow deliver this match that the fans have wanted for ages and absolutely up how to build it is pretty impressive. The match itself makes sense. It's a match that should happen at WrestleMania, but I think The Rock really overestimated his brand here because the way this match has come at the expense of Cody Rhodes has really soured the build so far. What's surprising is how these past couple of years, The Rock and his team have somewhat lost their touch on keeping their finger to the pulse of what the people want, and it's losing that touch that has them in a situation where The Rock's reputation in the wrestling world might decline somewhat. I'm not saying The Rock is going to become unpopular or unwanted, but he's seriously risking the insane amount of goodwill he's built up with this particular community. With reports coming out around the deal he has with TKO, including the ability to place himself into this match in the first place, there could be a serious risk that the politics being played behind the scenes could cause wrestling fans to turn more on him. It remains to be seen what exactly happens to The Rock and WrestleMania, but also just what The Rock does next. Well, back in December, it was confirmed he's set to start in The Smashing Machine playing Mark Kerr, with the film focusing on his struggle with addiction and other things. It will very much be a different film for The Rock, considering the past 10 years he's essentially played himself. What do you think The Rock is cooking, and are you looking to eat what he's serving up? Let me know in the comments down below. Catch you in the next video. Peace.